Welcome back to Beyond the Labels, a space where we tell the truth about healing without performing for approval. I'm Ann Alexis, and I guide high achievers, especially those who've had to be the strong one, back into emotional safety, self-trust, and real alignment. And today, we're talking about something that sounds simple, but it changes your whole life when you finally live it. So, today's whole conversation is about boundaries. Boundaries that don't require an explanation. So, if you're the kind of person who can explain yourself in 10 different ways, you're probably also the kind of person who's been trained to believe that your no needs to be earned. So let me say this clearly. Some boundaries don't require an explanation. Not because you're cold, not because you're selfish, but because your nervous system is allowed to choose safety without writing a dissertation. A lot of people think the hard part of boundaries is saying the words, but the hard part actually is tolerating what happens after you say them. The silence, the disappointment, the pushback, but I thought you were different. The guilt that rises in your chest like heat, so you start explaining. You start adding context. You start offering your resume of goodness. You start proving you're not a bad person. And if you grew up in a home or a culture or a relationship where being misunderstood wasn't safe, well, of course, you explain. Because somewhere along the way, your body learned. If they understand me, they won't abandon me. If they understand me, they won't punish me. If they understand me, they'll finally treat me with care. But here's the truth that changes everything. Get ready now, here it comes. People who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always ask for more explanation. Let me hit you with it again. Hold on now. Hold on. Let me hit you with it again. People who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always ask for more explanation. Not because they're confused, because they're negotiating. Let me put it in homestead language, which I like, as you can see. If I'm building something, anything, I don't stand there explaining to the hammer why I'm using it. I don't negotiate with the weather. I measure, I choose, I reinforce, I adjust. Boundaries are reinforcement. They're not a debate club. They're not a courtroom. They're not a performance review. Hello. They're a fence that protects what's sacred. And you, beautiful soul, are sacred. Here's the reframe. I want you to try it on. A boundary is not something you say to control other people. Let me hit you with it again. A boundary is not something you say to control other people. It's something you say to honor yourself. It's not, you can't do that. It's, if that happens, here's what I will do. And when you understand that, you stop needing them, whoever they are, to agree. Because your boundary isn't a request. It's a decision. It's already been made. All right? So, I'm going to give you 3 versions of no that you can use depending on what your nervous system can hold today. There's the soft no, the clean no, and the boundaried yes. The soft no is usually for tender moments. They could be intimate moments with a partner. They could be a tough conversation with a parent. They could be a conversation with a boss or a colleague. The soft no sounds like this: I'm not available for that. That doesn't work for me. Or if you're feeling super 2026, you can just say, I'm going to pass on that. Number two is the clean no. This is for repeat patterns. Oh, you know those ones where somebody keep asking you and asking you and asking you, like you didn't just tell them no. So they like, let me ask you in a different way. Let me ask you in this other way. Let me be mean to you. Oh, wait for it. Let me be mean to you. And then ask you later while I'm being nice to you. Okay, now. Okay, now. Hold on. We know it's real. So the clean no sounds like this. Example one sounds like, no. That's it. Drop the mic. No. It also sounds like, I won't be doing that. And it can also sound like, I'm not willing. Right? So these examples that I'm giving you, you could add some things after, but I need for you to remember this is for when you've already explained before, right? Because what we're talking about right now is breaking a pattern of explaining. So if you're listening to that, it's because you already explained. So when you say no now, you don't need any dot, dot, dot. It's already been explained. What you need is a reinforcement of boundaries that you've already stated. So that's your clean no. Okay, so the last one is the boundaried yes. And this is for when you're done negotiating with someone who keeps pushing, right? You've been kind and you've said the soft no because you're sweet, right? Right. And then you said the clean no when the person kept at it, kept at it, kept at it. Now we're moving into the boundaried yes for when you do want the connection, right? But somebody keeps being pushy. So this is good for the job. This is also good for, well, let's be real. It's good for all all the relationships. It's good for the job. It's good for the career, for the home, and it's also good for the intimate spaces. So the boundaried yes sounds like, yes, I can do that within these limits. It also sounds like, yes, I'm open to that. Here's what I need though. And then lastly, a way that it can be used is yes, but not in the way that you're asking, though. Okay? Not in the way that you're asking. This is where a lot of high achievers, especially women, get their power back, right? Because, like, be sweet and obey and do as you're told and look pretty and don't start a kerfuffle and don't disagree. And, but what's nice about this one is that we get to say the yes. We like to say yes to you. As women, we like to say yes. We do want to be agreeable. It's been beaten into us over time. So we do want to say yes. And this way we can. This way we can. We can ease into the yes. We can ease into the no with a boundaried yes. And this is because you don't have to choose between being loving and being self abandoning, right? You can be both loving and clear. For you mothers and for you fathers out there, you know what I'm talking about. We don't say you can't have a third dessert because we hate you. We say to our children, you can't have the third dessert because it's going to make you sick, because you're not going to be able to function tomorrow, right? because it's going to give you health problems, whatever lovely, true reasons we actually give, right? So let's go into why explanations backfire. Here's why they often backfire, just laid out nice and simple for you. So, when you give a long explanation to someone who doesn't respect you, okay, we know that they don't because they're pushing or trying to push your boundaries. Okay? All right? That's how we know. When someone respects you and you say no, they shut it down. It's only when people do not respect you that they keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. So when you give a long explanation to someone who doesn't respect you, you're not giving clarity. You're giving them material. Know it. Hold on now, know it. You are giving them material. You are tossing up all your cards at the poker game so everybody can see them. They'll pick one sentence and they'll argue with it. They'll find the weak point or the weak spot. They'll offer a solution that still costs you your peace, right? So if you're dealing with someone who consistently dismisses you, manipulates you, or punishes you for having boundaries or reinforcing boundaries, your explanation becomes an invitation. Uh-oh. What did we do? What did we do? We showed all of our cards. And now we have invited someone to step all over us and to push aside all of the things that we are saying. And I want you to hear me on this. You do not owe access to people who treat your boundaries like obstacles. Repeat it, repeat it. You do not owe access to people who treat your boundaries like obstacles. That's like saying that college is an obstacle for grad school. Grad school is an obstacle for your career. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not how it works. So, what we've got to do is, in this whole entire process, is we've got to have a somatic understanding. And we have to have the somatic understanding because one of the things that we love to do is rationalize trash. Oh, well, she just, it's like this, but it's like that, but. So let's get practical. How do we override our mind? Our body. Our body lets us know all kinds of things that our mind tries to justify away. If you're not sure whether or not you're over explaining, ask your body. Do I feel my chest tightening when I talk? Probably. Am I talking faster than usual? Probably. Am I repeating myself over and over again? Probably. Am I adding details to prevent their reaction? Give it a yes. Am I trying to manage their feelings? If yes to any of these, one, two, three, four, or five, then you're not actually communicating. If you're feeling these things, you are not communicating with everyone or anyone. Excuse me. I don't care what's coming out your mouth. Nobody can hear you. Nobody is listening because you're just showing yourself. You're just showing all your cards. And that's all anybody's paying attention to is looking at your cards so that they can win the game because that's what they think it is, because that's what people think when they don't respect you. This is a game. You're regulating them, and that's not your job. If you notice it happening, pause, breathe, come back to the simplest sentence, which is most likely to sound something like, I won't be doing that. I'm not willing. Yes, I'm open to that, but here's what I need. Right? So let's give it a little practice. Try this with me right now. Inhale slowly. And I want you to exhale longer than your inhale because we're going to push it all the way out, all the air. that's deep in the diaphragm comes all the way out. Now, I want you to say out loud or in your mind, because there could be people around. Again, we want to keep our cards close, not because we're worried, but because we don't need to be giving everybody all the information all the time. Come on now, be a little mysterious. So, say out loud or in your mind, my no is complete. My boundary is loving. I don't have to be understood to be safe. You see how I said it with my chest? Yes, it's because I mean it. You need to say it with your chest too. My no is complete. My boundary is loving. I don't have to be understood to be safe. Now, pick one boundary you've been over explaining. Go ahead, bring it to your consciousness. And now choose the clean sentence. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available. No. Whichever one you like. Let it be short enough that your nervous system can hold it. Okay? So that's how it goes in practice. You're in the conversation. You're going to inhale. You're going to exhale. You're going to say it in your mind first so you can settle yourself and prepare to speak to be heard. Then you're going to articulate your clean sentence. So in a real life example, here's a few translations. I can't because I'm overwhelmed and I have so much going on. Often becomes, I'm not able to take that on, right? That's how we're going to articulate that. I know you didn't mean it, but when you said that, it reminded me of, we're not doing all of that. We're not doing all of that. Don't speak to me like that. That is all that needs to be said. Don't speak to me like that. And then another example, this is what you normally say, right? I would love to come, but I'm trying to rest and I feel guilty. This you're going to translate into, I'm staying home tonight. Do you see what happens? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how short those responses are? Do you see how definitive and concretized they are? They don't create space for movement. There's nothing to say. There's no argument to be had. There's no discussion to ensue. I'm staying home tonight. Don't speak to me like that. I'm not able to take that on right now. These are short and they're concise and they're meaningful. All this other fluff doesn't mean anything. Nobody's listening. I can't. You didn't mean to. I would love to, but I can't. And I'm restful and I'm guilty. Nobody cares. No one cares. Beyond the point of using all of that against you if they're trying to get something from you. So if you say to somebody, I would love to come, but I'm trying to rest and I feel guilty, guess what that person's gonna do? Oh my gosh, they're going to try to make you feel guilty for not coming. They're going to play on your guilt to convince you and coerce you to do something that you don't want to do. Do you hear me now? Okay, I know you do. So, no explanation, no defense, no overfunctioning. So, if this landed for you, I want you to know you don't have to learn boundaries by force. You can learn them through safety, through regulation, through practice that honors your whole life, your culture, your story, your body. If you're ready to go deeper, you can start with my alignment assessment. From there, you'll receive your personalized healing blueprint. So you're not guessing what you need or trying to fix yourself. Oh, because you're definitely not broken. Know it. with generic advice, right? We need things that we need healing protocols that are just as articulated to who we are as individuals as our fingerprints. So, if you want to talk it through with me, book a free 15-minute consultation. They're always available, and we'll look at what's happening underneath your pattern and what kind of support would actually feel aligned for you. Until next time, keep choosing what protects your peace, not what performs for approval. Go with love and light. Oh, and don't ever forget to like and subscribe.